Watch my waveform.
All right. I'm gonna delete this because I don't want to
No,
edit it.
no. Just leave it in. Just leave it in.
All right,
Don't
fine.
stop.
All right. Hey, this. I'm sorry. This is Alvin.
It's Parapants. Hey, we're back. It's a special Alvin and Parapants quarantine coof.
Coof. Cooftacular.
Cooftacular
Yeah.
return.
We're doing ARP Backstage Pass.
Why are we doing ARP Backstage
You picked
Pass?
it. You picked it. You
I
told
want to
me.
explain why we're going to do because I don't think this show gets enough love. Everybody is talking about the most popular shows that gets them views.
Like what? Like what?
Oh, like Dodo Hedodo?
I don't know if Dodo Hedoro is the popular one this season.
Really?
I forgot.
Is the one about the toilet kid? Is that the most popular one?
I have not gone to the sites to see what's popular.
I can't imagine Dodo Hedodo is not the most popular anime of the season.
I think because I think the most popular ones are ones we're not even watching.
Really?
Yeah, I have a feeling.
Ooh, so it's one of the ones that we gave up on.
Probably. Let me look really quick while you're explaining
like
while we're.
Oh shoot, like Darwin's Game? You think Darwin's Game is?
Yeah, I think that's probably a bigger one.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, Luke. We gave up on Darwin's Game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all filtered. I don't know how to do this, but this is what we're watching.
No. Interspecies Reviewers has got to be.
No, that's my jam.
That is the jam.
But we're not talking about interspecies.
No, we're
reviews.
not, because that's too obvious.
No, it's no. All right, well, whatever.
We're going for the underdog.
We had no. Is that why we're doing this?
4 fine pretty boys.
All right. This is a fun show too, but All right. So, what's your favorite thing about the show?
Oh God, are we really gonna start off with this?
Sure. I mean, we're starting on episode 6, so.
No. Okay, well, it's obvious why I would be into it, but
No.
why you as a grown man would watch this with me?
I think the virtual actors thing was done really well, and honestly, the songs are good, except the song from this episode, which I think was the weakest and not memorable at all.
Yeah, no, this. Okay, so we're already a few episodes deep into this, into ARP, and what it is, it's virtual idols. Wasn't Idolish 7? Didn't it also have that kind of like?
No, I think they were supposed to be real people when they got on stage. Well, no, hold on.
These are real
These are real
people
people too. I think a lot of the male idol. I don't know about the female idol stuff because I don't watch that, but a lot of the male idol stuff has used 3D characters for the performance parts for the past few years.
Yeah, because are they like giving actual performances in Japan? Because this is actually like the actual virtual band is a few years old.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like what was that Vocaloid character?
Miku?
Yeah, Miku. I think they're trying to expand the whole Miku genre, I think.
Oh, you think they're gonna try? You can't Miku these guys because Miku's based on a voice thing that everybody can use, so you can make your own Miku songs.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess they're trying to breathe more life into it.
I don't know. These guys are all right.
No, I think this is the wave of the future. Virtual idols, virtual e-thoughts.
No, I don't think
because
so.
they don't get old. They don't ask for special treatment or raises or human rights.
No.
And they're perfect all the time. You can just put them out there, no matter.
People want to see the real people. I think.
I don't know. I'd rather watch them.
Mm.
I'd rather watch these 4 pretty virtual cartoons, these 2D tunes, than actual real K-pop idols.
Yeah, no, well, I'm not into the idol thing anyway. So I guess if you put a gun to my head, yeah, I'd rather watch these guys, but just because I like cartoons more than I like pop concerts.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you rather see them doing their little goofy wiggle dance than BTS?
Yeah, but I mean, you get nothing out of seeing that live. I guess you're in a space with a lot of other fans. You can all catch the thing. that's
okay. You can catch the thing.
But
the
right.
beer bug is what
All
they
right.
call it.
I wish we could. All right. I don't want to.
I know, it's stupid.
Yeah, okay, it's okay. All right, so can I run down my what do you think of this episode first?
Oh, this was ass.
Yeah. This is probably the worst episode so far, but
only because like the animation part, like you anticipate these animes, like the production, it trails off as the series goes on. This one took a sharp
Yeah.
nosedive.
But I mean, I watch it mostly because it's light, and when I think back to the other idol stuff we've tried to watch, first of all, there's no chick running around trying to
Trying to be the
make their
manager, yeah.
dreams come true. That's a big plus
Oh, I hate that.
because you got all these guys with their shit trying to struggle, and like somebody in the writing room's like, "Hey, you know what this is missing? Some fucking broad nobody cares about going
Yeah.
around cheering people up." And
We need the girl to be the manager, and the
you know what? They did it right this time. They put Matsumoto in.
oh,
Nobody knows what he's about. He just drops in.
nobody knows who he is. You can't even see his whole face.
And when
He's
they
perfect.
and when he comes up in conversation, all the characters are like, "Man, fuck Matsumoto."
Yeah, okay, so ARP is about four high school age boys that go to, I guess, some special music school
Yeah, yeah.
that chooses at random who gets to be in these.
Not random. No, they watch you.
Okay, yeah, they watch you. They watch you and they make you compete against each other. That's a weird thing to do for
Well,
a
no,
idol band, is make them
I think that's
compete.
just one part of it. I think there's competitions, but it's also a big part of it is your solo performance, I think.
It's almost like idols and with uh, um
Well,
like a like American Idol kind of thrown
I
in,
think since
like game show thrown in.
we're talking about episode 6, so the 3 people that might listen to this probably know what ARP Backstage Pass.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not AARP, just
That's what I'm gonna be joining.
and
Well,
it doesn't, and I guess ARP stands for alternate reality
performer,
performers.
maybe I'll sure,
Maybe.
sure. All right, episode 6, Shinji featuring Crossbone. This is what I thought was interesting. Like we saw that Shinji beat Crossbone in like I guess the first battle
Now, who's Crossbone?
is
Uh,
Rage and
Daya. They are
Dai. I
two.
thought he was like Kin.
No, it's Daya and Rage.
Is Rage the gray-haired one?
No, yeah, Rage is the gray hair one. Daya is his partner.
I just remember one just keeps going Rage.
Well, that's Rage is the stuck up kind of the bratty one.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, and Daya.
Daya. They make up their own performance act called Rebel Crossbone. I don't know
No,
why they have two different
they
names.
were Crossbone before, but they became Rebel Cross
Well,
later.
then why did they go back to being Crossbone? I don't understand
I
that.
think in the beginning when Shinji was explaining it, he said something about like respecting their indie roots. Then maybe that was part of it.
They're indie roots.
No, you gotta give them respect. They were a successful indie rock
They
band.
were like buskers at at the Shoreline
No,
Village.
they were famous. You
No,
gotta
they
give more.
weren't.
They, you weren't paying attention in the previous episodes. They
They
had a modest following.
I was paying attention. That's not exactly famous. They were playing like in a back alley
It's
somewhere.
Japan.
Okay.
You
All
play in like a coffee house. You've got a modest. I don't know.
right.
All right, all right, all right. Let me get my shit ready here. All right. So he's meeting with the executives, and they're like, "Hey, since you won that battle, you get to choose your next thing, I guess, or how you get to produce the next thing." And I didn't know. I don't know how he has the power to bring Crossbone into it. I don't know if they have to do it because they lost.
Maybe this is all understood in Japan very well, but for us, a foreign audience, I have no idea how this company is set up. They're a music production company, but they
Yeah.
also run a school,
Look,
and they make you do these competitions against one another. It's very, very confusing to me.
well,
They don't explain any of this crap at all.
well, look. All right, they have infinite money. They don't need to make money.
Oh yeah, apparently
There's no money
there's no money
in this version of Japan.
It's this virtual money and virtual items.
Have you seen any money? I haven't seen any
No,
money.
but exactly. These kids don't get paid
No,
anything.
nobody gets paid. Everybody just works for the common good. It's like Star Trek.
They have to, on top of being students,
Mhm.
they have to rehearse tirelessly.
Yeah. Well,
And they're holed up in these dorms, and no money is ever. I think they probably, hey, look, we'll give you a roof over your head and maybe a meal.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's weird because like Shinji's supposedly rich, but I mean,
But he's loving it.
yeah.
He's loving the slave labor.
I don't know. All right, all right. So,
They don't even have an agent.
they have the executives. They do that. They don't need an agent. They work for the school.
That Oh God,
All
so
right,
many
let me keep going. Let
conflicts
me
of
keep going.
interest.
And so like, all right, so Shinji's like he wants to make Shinji uh, featuring Crossbone. Um, hold on, Alvin just left the room.
Keep going.
I can't keep going.
Yes, you can.
All right, come on back. I'm keeping this in. I'm not editing shit. Did I say Alvin? Did I say Alvin or Parapants?
Alvin.
I don't know who I said. I have to go back and anyway. All right.
Oh jeez. You don't even remember
Uh,
your own name.
yeah. All right. So there's that whole part. Something about a white horse. Executives like, hey, you want a white horse for your next thing? And he's like, no,
They
whatever.
really want to play up his princely angle because he's the elegant
Yeah. Well, it works for him.
one, the elegant European styled one.
All right. So on the way back from this meeting, he gets a phone call. His dad's back in town, and he goes. Instead of having dinner with his dad, he has tea and macaroons with his dad and his sister.
Because that's a typical night in a very elite Japanese household.
And the
Well, his dad is an accomplished
yeah, his
violinist.
no composer, right?
I guess composer,
Because
violinist.
he's like maybe I can sing in your or play in your orchestra. So
Yeah, yeah.
or maybe alongside him. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so his dad's like, I like your hair, I guess, or that might have been his sister. But basically, I wrote down his dad gives no shits,
No, that's not true.
and then like they flash back to him being a little kid, and like he's like, thanks for the violin, Dad. I'm gonna be good, and then I'm gonna be in your orchestra. And the dad's like, that's right. And it turns out that Shinji actually sucks dick at the violin, and he's like, that was the end of my performance career. And then they flash forward to Matsumoto sitting with him at a bench and telling him that the spirit of his new venture needs to be rebellion and about following your own path no matter what.
Matsumoto, at this point we have no idea how Matsumoto is related, other than he's also a student at the school.
Yeah.
He's not in the band. We don't know why he keeps showing up,
He's
but he seems to be very invested in the four-man ARP band.
I don't know why he's there, but I think that this show would be a lot less tolerable without him. I mean, when he shows up, it's like, hey, it's like Norm from Cheers.
It's like, hey, it's Matsumoto.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Then you go, who's Matsumoto?
so Shinji's telling. All right, we move on. Shinji's telling this shit to Reiji and Daya, and they're like, "What the fuck, man? You want to rock? Can you even rock?" And then he starts singing, and I guess that's what he's singing is rock. And then like as he's singing, like Crossbone just kind of jumps in and starts singing with him. And at this point, I start to realize that everybody is going off model in every fucking scene because I have to pause it. And I asked Parapants, "Who's that character?" And she's like, "That's the guy from Crossbone." I'm
That's
like, "No,
Daya, yeah.
that's not him. He doesn't look like that." And I literally thought some other character jumped into that scene to sing. But yeah, I don't know.
Alvin was such a who's that guy? I don't know.
Well, they'll pull some shit on you. I don't know. All right, so they're all in, and then there's we're going to a training camp, even though they're already in a school.
I know
The training camp is
it's
literally the
school.
same fucking
It's
building.
it's-
It's I don't know. I guess by training camp they mean like stay in the building until you get it
no,
right.
no. When they meant by training camp, they meant we are going to, instead of sleep in our rooms, we're going to sleep in the dance
Yeah,
studio.
in the studio on the floor.
where we always practice. We're
like-
just not gonna sleep in our bed.
Well, I guess Rage and Daya might sleep. I mean, do they all stay in the dorms? I don't think.
Yeah, they all stay in the dorms.
Even Shinji, doesn't he go
Yes.
home?
No, I don't think.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I thought they all roomed together.
No, I don't think so.
They
I know
did in
Rage
all
and
this-
Daya live together, and they don't live in dorms because of that scene, or that one episode where he goes to the convenience store. I don't think he was going from a dorm. I think they had their own kind of apartment. So I guess everybody lives off campus.
Really?
I think so.
I thought they all lived together. I like to think that they all live all together.
Yeah,
because that's more fun that way.
Mm.
Well, because the Brazilian kid. Okay, wait. So the last kid we didn't talk about, Leon,
Yeah.
the brown kid, who's very loud
Yeah.
and extroverted and in your face and dances all the time. Like, I remember when they first showed this character in like the first or second episode, I noticed how suspiciously brown he was compared to everyone else. And they made such a point about his character being so over the top and in your face
Mm-hmm.
with his enthusiasm.
Uh-huh.
I immediately thought, he's a foreigner.
Well, no,
Like
he's not though.
he's got to be no. He's a foreigner. He's I don't think
Only
they
by blood.
it turns out his mom is Brazilian because you know those Brazilians are lively people.
Yeah, they got Carnival, right?
They got carnival in their veins.
Yeah, it's literally genetic.
That's why Leon can't stop dancing.
If you start playing
like some drums and shit.
what are those island drums
You know
with the circular ones?
Oh, the steel drums?
If you play a steel drum around a Brazilian, they will immediately start dancing.
Steel drums are Caribbean.
It doesn't matter. All right. So training camp, which is basically sleep in the studio and eat ramen, which is horrible for you. I don't know why.
They're young. They're made of rubber.
No, but if they're doing all this dancing around and moving around on stage, you can't have a dinner of ramen and salad and be like and wake up and start working out. Can you?
This whole show is about trying to put a light, positive spin on the horrors of being an idol in Japan because they're like, look, we eat ramen and we sleep on the floor of the dance studio. It's great. We've got no contracts. Yeah. We've got no representation. Mm-hmm. We don't get paid.
We don't get diplomas. We don't go to college, I guess. All right. So they're sleeping in the studio, and homeboy's in a sleeping bag with an eye mask and earplugs, and the other two are like, earplugs? How dare you? And I'm like, homeboy's trying to get some sleep. I don't see what the problem is. It's time to go to bed.
That was a weird scene for me, too.
And they're like, look at him with all his stuff making him comfortable.
He said, like, he's got to stuff everything. You are literally in a giant room.
Yeah. And they're like, haha, you don't know how to make ramen. It's like, oh, I'm sorry for eating real food, asshole. Excuse the shit out of me.
Why don't you eat like a poor like the rest of us?
All right, so anyway, there's that. And then, like, I guess the next day they have their T-shirts. And he's showing the T-shirts around. He's like, is this rock? This seems pretty rock to me. And, like, Crossbone are like, yeah, man, sure. And he shows it to Matsumoto, and Matsumoto's like, holy shit, yes, this is rock. This is your rock.
I don't understand, like, that whole Shinji doesn't get rock thing.
He doesn't, because he's from a rich-ass family. He's never rebelled. Rock is about rebellion, and he doesn't know what it was like to be rebel.
He joined this production company, dyed his hair blonde, cut it in some weird anime, asymmetrical anime hero
some
style.
big-ass bang.
How did he not rebel?
Because he didn't make anyone angry. So, like, Matsumoto, like, gets all up on him and is like, this is how an artist fights back. Which I thought was kind of a neat thing to say. But, I mean, I don't know.
And there really wasn't much to rebel against. His father seemed rather neutral to the whole thing.
Yeah, he never got angry. He was like, all right.
He never got mad.
He's like, okay, son, I guess we're doing this now.
I was expecting the dad is like, that's not real music, what you're doing.
Well, I mean, look, I'm not going to get mad at them for having a reasonable Japanese father. At least the nigga's alive, shit. Usually they get hit by cars or they die of cancer.
Somebody's dad has got to be like, well, we know Rage from prior episodes that apparently Rage's family beat the crap out and maybe they were drunks and, and sold them for like udon and beer and shit.
Sold him to pay off Yakuza debt.
Yakuza debt. Yeah.
All right. So they're practicing, and this is after the T-shirts, after Matsumoto does his personal space invading, and they're like practicing, but they're like, something's missing, and then Shinji flashes back to a moment in his childhood when he was twirling a golf club, and his mom's like, hey, cut that out. And he's like, wait, that was kind of like rebellion. So they do this, they may have this elaborate scene where they start whiffing the mic stands, and they ask the choreographer guy, he's like, hey, what if we just like kind of just fucking swing the mic stands around? Can we do that? And he's like, yeah, all right, sure. I don't
Never mind that swinging around a mic stand is a world apart from swinging around a golf club. Mic stands are way heavier.
Well, he's bigger now. He can do it.
But yet they didn't do it.
Yeah. Hold on. That comes later, but all right. So at this point, what struck me as peculiar is they switched to the 3D models in a scene where they wouldn't normally do that. Usually they reserved the 3D models solely for the performances. Although Leon, when he was on his episode, when he was doing his dancing, they needed to show him in 3D a lot during the slice of life parts because I mean, that dancing would be a fucking nightmare to animate by hand. But I really think like they just ran out of drawings, and they're like, look, we got to do this scene in 3D. Because I mean, I called all the guys I know that animate, and they are all booked, and we got nothing. So
Yeah, I think these last scenes were animated by like 2 people,
yeah.
and one of them was drunk.
Well, eventually they went back to the drawings, but I think that for that scene they're just like, oh fuck it, just use the 3D shit.
The eyes were just floating apart during conversations. They would look like different people from one frame to the next.
All right. So after that, they have the scenes where they make fun of him for not
Knowing how to eat ramen.
Yeah, he took the lid off his ramen. Oh my god. Then we have Leon meeting the executives, and he's like, "Hey everybody," and they hey Leon, Hirata, what is Hirata? The composing producer wrote back and said your lyrics were ass, so rewrite this shit.
And Leon was like, "What's wrong with lick it all the way down?"
Yeah.
I thought those were good, adorable lyrics.
No, you may want to think that Leon was writing something lewd and it was unacceptable.
Well, you know, he is Brazilian.
He's such a kind soul. I don't even know how those thoughts could even pass through your brain. It's such a pure show.
It is very pure.
Yeah. All right. So your lyrics suck. And the composing producer was like, very funny. Stop screwing around. And so Leon drops in on Shinji X Crossbone to see what's up. And they're like, hey, did your lyrics get like denied again? He's like, shut up. So what are you guys doing? And and like even at this point, like I expect the theme of rebellion to kick in at some point, but Leon's like, oh, is this rock? And Shinji's like, I think it's rock. And Crossbone's like, well, and it's rock for him. And then they just go to the song. And I'm like, that's the resolution. And then they go to this Milquetoast song, which kind of like I don't know a lot of J-pop. I'm talking a lot. You want to say something?
Well, I'm glad you noticed, but we're 6 episodes into the series, and I still think that Rebel Cross had the best song.
Kiss, kiss,
kiss, kiss, kiss.
Actually, I like the ending song better.
I do like
Celebrate good times.
The Celebrate good times. I do like that.
I think we all need to celebrate good times every once in a while.
That's a good celebratory song that I am definitely for sure going to play when this whole beer bug quarantine is over. I'm gonna play the Celebrate Good Times.
Celebrate? Who said anything about celebrate?
The Celebrate Good Times.
Hell yeah.
But as far as like the in-show songs, Rebel Cross, they had the best song. They're the best performers to me.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even remember what Leon's song is. Do you remember?
Yeah, his song was like fantastic performer, fantastic. I don't know, dynamic dancer, or logical dreamer. I think it was like logical dreamer or some crap.
They always seem to. I think because he's the goofy one, they always seem to bring him in last.
Yeah.
So he always seems like an afterthought. But I guess you always need a character like that.
Yeah, I think that Leon doesn't get proper. He doesn't really get like proper stories or proper treatment. They kind of treat him like he's just kind of there, like a side dish.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what he is.
Like natto, which is gross.
You've never tasted natto.
It looks gross. I don't have to taste it.
All right. All right. So, during the 3D song, the dad shows up and he's smiling, and he's not too proud. But
he's like, son, I am proud enough of you.
Yeah. Oh, before that, like Shinji, they show a scene where Shinji's like, "Here's 2 tickets, sis," and she's like, "Why'd you give me 2 tickets?" He's like, 2 tickets.
I think you know what to do with these.
Don't make me spell it out.
She's like, sell it on eBay.
Yeah. And so, like, all right, they do the song. The dad's all happy. Well, he's kind of smiling. Oh, and after the end of the song, I wrote down painful headbanging because it was painful to watch that. Because you guys are not rocking, so I don't know what you think you're doing.
So their whole performance was just them in T-shirts. They're all wearing the same T-shirt and in jeans, and they're at their microphone stands, and they perform their song. They're okay. I'm thinking they're going to start whirling these microphone stands around, or do some really cool like Prince stuff, like
Yeah.
drop the mic, like knock the microphone down on your foot and then kick it back up,
Ride it like a horse,
or
or just like twist it around your back like a baton or something.
yeah, yeah,
Do some
twist
kung
it,
fu.
like do some crazy stuff, like, or smash it. I don't know. I'm thinking they're going to do something wicked cool with it, and they do absolutely nothing.
You know, now that I think about it, like the costumes they wore during this 3D performance were so like dressed down compared to their usual costumes. I wonder if that made it easier to animate and thus cheaper. Because usually they've got all this glitter and like things flopping around and like elaborate stuff. I don't know.
um,
It was so budget.
yeah, I don't know why they dressed down for this. Like, Shinji was insistent on being rock, but there was nothing really rocking about what
Yeah,
their performance.
he should not have done this. So
I'm thinking like, oh, dude's gonna go like Visual K, like he's gonna go all out,
yeah, like during the
put
song, like
feathers and bones in his hair.
you could hear like I don't remember hearing rage at all during the song, and like Dio would try to come in with some kind of fucking rap, but it would be like really quick, and then they would just go back to Shinji and it's like, what is
No,
this?
no, Ray. I would hear. I think Rage is the best singer of the four.
Yeah, okay.
So
But oh, and the dad's flying somewhere. He's flying away from his family, and he's on a teleconference with his wife, and he's like, "Hey, you know our son sings?" She's like, "Really?"
she's like, get out of here,
He's
really.
like, "No shit." I
Then
bought
she
a
was
CD."
like, we have a son.
And I saw that scene, and I thought to myself, that's the ideal family. Everybody is in a different fucking country, communicating
No one knows
by
what
Zoom.
the other person
Nobody
is
fucks
doing.
with anybody else's business. I mean, it's fine.
That's something I notice in anime. Like, families cannot wait to get away from each other.
You book the next flight out. He's like, all right, I'll go to your concert, but I'm leaving. And
He's like, I gotta go see my other family.
he's got a family in every country.
I got another son I'm somewhat proud of.
Yeah.
The country.
And he's like plays like the violin. I don't know. I wrote down a lot of stuff for the after credits thing, but it's hard to. I mean, it was just a funny conversation. Is there anything from the after credits that stuck out to you?
The after credits, like the after show thing that they do, like that's where they have like the models, the full on models come in of the four characters, and they have like their little voice actor bands back and forth. Do you think they ad lib that? Do you think that's scripted?
Oh, that's a tough one. It seems It seems ad libbed, but
But they're still in character.
yeah, maybe they go through a lot of those and come up with the best one.
Like kind of like how Himote House, like the voice actresses.
Yeah, would get together at the end.
Yeah, but they're still kind of quasi in their characters and stuff, and they just kind of like,
Well,
like the conversation go freely, which is really great, which is the best part of ARP.
I don't know if these guys are they voice actors or singers or both.
I think they're voice actors.
So as voice actors, I mean, like
They're
the
probably both because most of the Japanese voice actors,
sing.
I think, they also are trained to sing as
Damn.
well. Oh no, they're not like our voice actors. Our voice actors is just whatever flavor of the month celebrity.
Nah, either that or like we have a few good ones, but
Well, actually, honestly, I think like serious voice actors, even in the West, like they have vocal training that may parlay into singing as well. So
yeah, I mean, I guess the voice acting jobs here don't really won't really support that kind of what am I trying? I'm trying to say that they don't get paid enough to learn all the shit they got to learn in Japan, probably. I'm assuming.
no, I think real deal voice actors probably do. It's just I don't know. I don't think we give as much respect to voice acting as they do over there.
Nah, could be.
Yeah.
So is there anything
So
else?
that was the best part, and their bands is really funny. They're
Yeah.
way like cattier to each other in the after show than they are in the
Yeah, pretty much after the credits, The four of them get together as like these like janky 3D models being recorded like in real time, and they're all like, "What the fuck was that?" And it's like Shinji's always like, "Hey now, come on guys, let's keep it positive."
And everybody's shut the fuck up,
It's
Shinji.
like, yeah, okay, good for you, Shinji. You ain't blah blah blah, and like,
Rich asshole.
and Rage is always like, "Fuck this shit," which
So like nobody likes any of you. It's all about the Rage show.
that annoyed me up to this episode, but like for some reason this time I'm like, haha, that was pretty funny. When like Leon was like, "It's the Leon show next time," Rage is like, "All right, I'm taking the next episode off." But
Oh, what, Rage annoyed you? You always laughed at his lines.
I was annoyed on the inside.
Oh God, no.
But not anymore.
Rage is cute. He's got short man's complex, but
Mm-mm.
that's why he's all. You notice that's why he's always tilting up his head, because I think he's insecure.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Are you talking about in the 3D or the 2D?
Yeah, in the 3D. You know when they're all standing because he's the shortest one.
Ah.
He's always kind of lifting his head up.
You know, they could make his 3D model taller. They don't
He
have
should
to.
ask for that.
Just like a huge.
He's like,
Rage.
why am I short, assholes?
Why? Because fuck you. Anyway. All right.
He's adorable.
All right. Cried and begged. I'm just looking at the notes from the final conversation, but I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing there. All right, this is a good show. You should watch it.
You know, I will say that I really hope, and I don't think they will, because I don't think they're coming back for another season, which is sad.
You never know.
They hinted that Rage had a very violent childhood, like with domestic abuse and stuff, because he had like a bruise on his body or whatever, and he was brought into an orphanage or something.
Yes.
Why you say that?
Because I'm just imagining the type of person who would actually want to see that played out. Who?
Wait, what are you imagining? What are you imagining?
All right, from my perspective, is like somebody sitting next to me is like, well, I don't know if they're gonna do this, but I heard he got severely punished as a child, and if they were to show that,
oh, for goodness sake!
I mean, it would be horrible. But
I'm not asking for what. Why bring it up if we're not supposed to be curious? What are you trying to say about me, jerk?
My name's Alvin. What I'm trying to say is that's an interesting point, Parapants. And whatever they will do,
Don't try to shame me because I want more character development.
Character development. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta beat in some character development.
It's like, why is that little boy naked and bruised? Shut up, it's character
I didn't
development.
say anything about naked.
Okay, fine. How are you going to see the bruises if he's not naked?
Just like you saw him in the cartoon. It was just hinted at. It was briefly shown.
This is a light, funny cartoon, and I'm sure they're going to
They are the ones that brought up abuse, child abuse. They brought it up. You need to cut this part because you're making me sound like some sort of freak.
I'm not editing shit. All right, goodbye, everybody.